everyone.
I'm Tracey.
I'm Carol.
And after an absence that has been unforgivable, and we apologize anyway, but whatever. We are my
Outlander.
Purgatory. Woohoo! How is everyone today? The first day of the rest of our lives of season 4 and the end of Outlander.
Oh my God. Thank God.
So
Like
Carol,
what?
it's not. No, I was going to say it's done. How do you feel?
The first episode or Droughtlander
No,
being over?
Droughtlander being over.
Um, on the one hand, really great, and on the other hand, terrified because we have to do this now weekly for the next how many episodes?
13 weeks. I know, we're both like, ugh. And of course, it's been however many months, and the first weekend, we're actually filming this like pretty much a few hours before the actual show airs on Sunday, because this week, like we would normally, you all know, we would normally like watch the show Wednesday and make the video on Thursday. Now it was like, oh, I have this to do on Wednesday. Oh, I have this to do on Thursday. I mean, well, we actually like saw each other on Thursday because we went to Carol's daughter's play. Oh, I have this to do on Friday. Oh, I have this to do on Saturday. So here we are with
on Sunday at 4:30.
4.5 hours minus 4.5 hours.
Oh my God, Tracey. Okay, I forgot Purgatory. I was going to say invalid username, trying to sign on and see this while we're talking.
So Droughtlander felt like, in some ways, it felt like it was over in the blink of an eye. In other ways, it felt like forever. We did not really do all of that much in Droughtlander, unfortunately. I think we did
all
like
that much. We didn't do shit.
we did do a video. I have a video of like from March of like just what we were watching or whatever. I think we tried to do a couple.
We did. We did one before you went away.
Well, we did do a reaction video to the first trailer. And then I went on vacation and I never edited it, so I will take the fall for that one. I will take the fall for that one, but I will say it was like 20 minutes and there was barely anything there, so I didn't really feel that bad. And we were gonna do one for the second trailer, and it just
right.
Carol,
okay,
what are you drinking?
Apple cider.
I'm disappointed in you.
I haven't had alcohol since September.
Really?
What, are you kidding me? What happens to your brain when you have alcohol?
It gets kind of loopy.
It makes everything more. I learned that like in high school. As a 21-year-old in college.
Right. Well, I'm drinking there for the both of us, and because I thought it was very appropriate to be drinking this full Nelson beer from the Blue Ridge Mountains,
cool.
And it's of Virginia, not North Carolina. So our friend Neil will be very happy about that. But it is, yes, it is the full Nelson Blue Ridge beer.
I might. That might be a kind of a neat idea. You usually do that anyway, but maybe I'll start doing that, buying some type of alcohol that has to do with North Carolina or whatever.
I mean, it is. North Carolina has awesome beer. Awesome. We drank some really good beer there.
You scream New Jersey. Awesome.
Awesome. They had there's a whole craft beer store in Asheville that just has millions of craft beers, and they're really good. Can we have the ceremonial switching of the books?
Okay, let's go.
So yes, we see the copy of Voyager in the background, which was last season. So we will say goodbye to Voyager, even though it is my favorite of the whole series.
Oh, isn't Drums the pretty one?
And
yes, isn't so pretty. I think
like
that's my favorite cover.
Yeah, this is up there because I don't know if you've ever seen this. Can you see the little tree or the whatever that is?
Put it down a tiny bit. Yep, there you go. Perfect.
It's just so pretty. So let's put it up here.
Let's.
And that's what we're going to be talking about this year, you guys, or this season, because season
let's
4,
do that.
So let's do that. Season 4 is based on Drums of Autumn.
Jump on in.
We'll try to keep spoiler-free-ish, but whatever. Well, we won't give really big spoilers away, but we might say, in the book, this happens, which I will probably say a bunch of times today. Okay. We ready to go? So, we get a very, very long, extended cold open.
Strange, odd, go to the bathroom during it. I was like, what?
I thought it was kind of cool. Let me ask you this, because, all right, again, we, watch screeners. And so my second watch, I couldn't find Carol had to show me how to find the screener, once you find, whatever. Never mind. But again, because we've waited so long to do this video, I watched on Starz.com because it's available as of midnight on Sunday morning. Mm-hmm. Do you remember in the one we saw, was there a date on it, 2000 BC?
No.
I didn't think so either.
I took this to be, can I say this? I want to say something about later in the season.
Okay. I mean, I just thought it was generic Native Americans from a long time ago. I just kind of thought, but because I don't think that date was there, but the date is there in,
oh, really?
See, this is where the second time I watched it, I was either I didn't see that the first time, or it wasn't there in the screener copy we got. But
okay, so when did it say?
2000 BC. I don't remember if it says early Native Americans or whatever, but it definitely gives you a date, 2000 BC.
Okay.
So this is from a long time ago. And they are clearly marking some sort of stone circle or, special place and doing a little dance around it and being all very respectful of it in their way.
Yes. So where this is interesting. You're not going to have Native Americans in BC in Scotland.
Right. And I mean, it's not really traditional Native Americans as we know anyway.
I would say you're going to deduce that this is either going to be America or Canada or perhaps Mexico.
Possibly. Although they were wearing a lot of clothes, so I think it's probably more north where it's a little cold.
Well, seeing as Jamie and Claire landed in America, I'm going to go with that.
Right. I would think so too. Anyway, we see them all dancing around, and Claire's voiceover is talking about circles and how great they are and whatever. I thought maybe that was the prologue from the book, but it's not, because the prologue is all about ghosts and stuff.
Okay. Love that.
Yeah, all that stuff. So, but then she's talking about circles are so meaningful, and we see this shot of the circles, and then it turns into a noose. And we have flashed forward many thousands of years, and we are now in 1867 North Carolina. 1767 North Carolina.
In the cutest little town.
Oh, it was so adorable, wasn't it?
So cute. I want to go there.
Was it supposed to be Wilmington, North
Have
Carolina?
I have to stop. Have we had a video since I went to Scotland?
No, we have not. We haven't really caught anybody up on what we've been up to these past days or weeks or months or it's been things have been interesting. But we did manage a couple of vacations. Carol went to Scotland. How was that trip?
That was amazing. London. We were in London for 4 days and we loved it. And we went to Paris for a day. And we went to various parts of Scotland. And I was sort of poo-pooing the whole Loch Ness thing because I was like, yeah, Loch Ness, touristy, everybody goes there. But now that I've been there, I could pretty much live there forever and ever. Mm-hmm. Amen.
Yep.
So anyway.
Yes, the pictures were amazing. I think you posted a lot of them on my Outlander Purgatory's Facebook page.
I
Did you
went
not?
to, yes, I went to Lallybroch.
Yes. So do take a look on my Outlander Purgatory's Facebook page to see all Carol's shots.
Yes, and I'm still typing up a blog post that I was doing in September, and things just got in the way. So I have not had the time to sit down and do the rest of it. And I'm sorry to you girls who I was supposed to be doing it for also, because people are taking trips and wanted my advice and opinion on a few things because they're booking their own trip, which I would 1,000% say book your own. I contacted 2 different travel agents, got nowhere. Nothing against travel agents. Love travel agents. But in this particular case, you know what? When you're an Outlander fan, you know what you're doing. You're online all the time looking at this and that and the other thing. You know what you're doing. You know where you want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Don't waste your time with the other things. Just do it yourself. And also, I have to say that going back to London, Westminster Abbey, I had never been, and it was a religious experience, but I'm bummed. No pun intended, but there it is.
That's no, that's very cool. I found Westminster Abbey just so big and kind of overwhelming a little bit, but very cool.
No, I could have stayed there forever. I can't imagine these people get to work there. It was so awesome. But I had the whole John Andre thing too.
Right.
I had some, yeah. And then we went to Edinburgh, which was awesome, and did the went into the town and walked around in the tunnels, and it's very, very cool. Although I didn't go over and see Jamie's the print shop. You know why? Because it's not there.
Because it's not real.
I went over into the actual. When they're on a set, they hang up a sign and go, "Look, it's Jamie's print shop." But no, it isn't. I'll tell you one thing we did, and Tracey, I don't know if I told you this. We went to a town called Dunkeld, and I truly have to type up this blog post because the tour company we used was amazing, Inverness Tours. And Hugh, who runs it, sent us to this Dunkeld. And I was like, why are we here? Well, it turned out to be the cutest little town. And then I started researching, and I think they filmed some Outlander scenes there because he knows what he's doing. And our tour guide, John, blah, blah, blah. I loved him. I'll give you guys the whole blog post when I finally sit down and do it. But yeah, it was amazing. Tracey, you have to go to Edinburgh. Keelan, that was Keelan's favorite part.
We're talking about it for next year. Yep. I focused on Dragonfly this summer, and I went to France. And not one time did anyone say "mark me." I will have you know, not one time. But I did go. We went to Amsterdam and Paris. It was beautiful. It was lovely. I loved it. We went to Versailles. I walked around the gardens, and I thought about Jamie and Claire and Blackjack having their little tete-a-tete. I thought of Mark Me, walking around saying Mark Me all the time. It was very cool. It was very, very cool. So we did manage to do that. But anyway, back to the first episode.
All right.
So we see a noose. Our friend, Mr. Gavin Hayes, has a date with Destiny.
What a bummer.
I did not remember in the book it's Gavin Hayes, and in the show too. But Gavin and the other guy are the guys from last season who worked at the print shop and were just sort of hanging around Mutt and Jeffy, kind of trying to be the new Rupert and Angus, right?
Right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So Gavin Hayes is evidently he had his business all up in somewhere he shouldn't have been, and trouble ensued. So he is on death row. Jamie goes in. He's got this big plan. One of Jamie's clearly born of the same place as when Jamie was on the ship and ended up in the brig kind of plan. It's okay, here's what's gonna happen. Yeah. Fergus is gonna create a little stramash, and when that happens, you're out. And Gavin Hayes, to his credit, is just yeah, no.
He's like, you know what? I'm a little tired. I'm getting old. My knees hurt.
He's like, yeah, yeah, I think we're gonna skip that.
Yeah, it's the 18th century. How good can it really get from here?
So Gavin's like, just give me some whiskey, Jamie, and like,
Call it a day.
So he gives Gavin some whiskey, and then we hear a voice like, can I have a little of that too? And we pan around, and it is Stephen Bonnet!
And all the women are like, I'll have what he's having.
I'll have what he's having.
Oh my gosh.
We will get much more into this, but like, Sam.
Well, and as Tracey and I have watched him on many a show prior, so
we've watched him on Downton Abbey. What else? What did you say he was on? He's not on Poldark. He's not on Poldark.
Are you caught up?
Yeah.
What season are you on?
I'm on the season that's going now. He's not the blind guy.
Yes, he is.
Okay. I'm sorry, you guys. I know this is like a real pain in the ass, but I have got to look this up right the hell now. Edward, Carol, you talk to them a little bit here because Carol has made this. Ed Speleers. Okay, we have Outlander, we have Zoo, we have The House That Jack Built, we have Breed, we have Battlefield 1, we have Alice Through the Looking Glass, we have Beowulf, Return to the Shield Lands, we have Remainder, we have Partners in Crime, we have Howl, we have Wolf Hall, which I totally need to watch one of these days.
We did.
Oh, I really do.
Really good.
Because Brody is on it, and I love him. Downton Abbey, we have Plastic, we have Turncoat, we have Love Bite, we have Metamorphosis Titian, we have The Ride, we have A Lonely Place to Die, and we're in 2011 right now. So must I continue?
Why don't you go to Poldark?
Okay.
And see if his name is there, which I have done.
Poldark. What's that dude's name? The character? Aiden Turner.
You know what? I love
Ed Browning. All right,
even,
I can't look at
even
this right
I
now,
get a little tired of the gratuitous topless Aiden Turner.
Do you
shot.
know Aiden Turner is like? Do you know who he's like? Remember there was a Seinfeld episode.
A summer's day.
Do you remember there was a Seinfeld episode where Jerry thought there was this woman that Jerry was dating or liked or whatever, and sometimes she would be like really hot.
So attractive one day, not attractive the next.
Have you come across this?
Yes, I am familiar with this syndrome. She's a two-face.
Like the Batman villain?
If that helps you.
Okay.
And sometimes
I say that about me. I've said that on these videos about me. The older I get, I'm that woman where sometimes you go, oh, she looks nice. And other times you go, oh, no.
That is Aiden Turner. Because, honest to God, the bulk of the time, I mean, I have a screenshot at work of him, like from earlier this season. That was like the publicity stuff that I was just like, God damn. But there are other moments, like if he's really sweaty or if his hair looks bad on the show, where you're just like, sometimes he's really not that attractive.
Sometimes his hair, I just say to Tom, I'm like, what is his hair?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
All right. I'm not going to take the time now to like check this, but like guaranteed that is not the guy.
What's his name in real life?
Ed Spearlings or Spearling? Speleers.
I'm going to be devastated if it's not him.
It's not
How could
him.
I think?
I just looked at his IMDb page. It's not him. Unless he's, an uncredited, 10-episode arc.
Oh my God. I can't even believe it. He looks exactly like him.
Not him. I swear I've looked this up before. But anyway.
Okay. You're right, because this guy's name is... How could he be known for Valley Girl? Is there a different Valley Girl?
Wait, the Nicolas Cage Valley Girl?
It can't be.
From 20 years ago?
It can't be, absolutely can't be.
All right,
This dude's
all right.
name is Josh Whitehouse.
Let's get the train moving back on the track.
Hugh Armitage?
Oh, I know that name.
Is that him, Hugh Armitage?
I don't know. But I know that name from somewhere.
I can't even believe it. I'm like in shock. Wow, I'm befuddled. I need a moment. All right, let's go.
Okay, so yeah, we will get much more into Stephen Bonnet, but he's great. He's fantastic.
So he was on Downton Abbey though. He
was Jimmy. Jimmy.
Yes, Jimmy on Downton Abbey.
Jimmy
yes.
on Downton Abbey.
Jimmy Kent, at your service.
And
Yes.
he's certainly turning out to be hot Stephen Bonnet.
Oh,
He's just perfect,
yeah.
perfect casting. Perfect casting.
He's gonna give them a run for their money. Is all I have to say.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sam.
I know. I mean, like,
fun.
I mean, like, I love Sam, and I always love Sam, and Sam is so great. But Sam is kind of like, poor Sam is like, the kid you've gone to school with for 8 years, and then suddenly there's a new boy.
And you're like,
And Sam's all like, wait, what about me?
I don't need to sit with you at the lunch table anymore. I'm going up there to get some new French fries.
Okay, so anyway, in any case, they go back outside and they bring the prisoners out, and Gavin gets hung, and like, R.I.P. to Gavin, cheers to you, Slanjava. And then the other guy, who, I'm sorry, I don't know his name, the mud to his Jeff.
You guys, I just want to apologize to you and to Diana Gabaldon, because from here on out, I'm not going to know anybody's name. In the middle of this, I was like, this is where in the books, your brain sort of, there's a million characters. Then we got the Native Americans. Then you're like, so, and I am old now. So I don't remember. Tracey, did you sit here watching this and saying to yourself, I don't remember?
Well, I was looking at the book at the same time, like, wait, who's this? Wait, no. But Drums is a long ass book, and it's not typically a lot of people's favorites, and it's a very transitional book, which is kind of what this episode was like. It was a very transitional episode. It was a lot of exposition. They needed to get a lot of info out there really quick.
Normally, you'd be dead by now, but I'm in a transitional period.
Okay, so anyway, there's a big strimish. The strimish happens after all. Too late for Gavin, unfortunately. But Stephen Bonnet is like this. I love how he's like this.
Later, it's been fun. Yeah. He was like Napoleon Dynamite.
So he's gone, and then the starting happens. And what'd you think of the new starting? You didn't like the music? Oh, I like the music.
No, not at all. Didn't
Really?
Sorry.
I
mean,
like
it's fine. It's fine. It's depicting, North Carolina and the 1700s. It's all folky and
like banjo-y a little bit.
But I am not ready for that. I was very concerned during this episode. I was very concerned for what the non-book reading audience is ready for.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like, maybe what you're not liking is it's kind of lost a lot of the Scotsness
exactly
of it. But I mean, that happens. Like, it's a very different, they've been saying this on a lot of the interviews and stuff, and it's a very different series now.
Never lose your skirts. Do not take the skirts out of it.
I do like that there's no gross medical stuff in the starting this time around, I have to say, if I'm being honest. I wrote that down.
I'm so sick of gross medical stuff on TV in general. I don't need to see the open wound. Thank you.
And if we can't get the shot of them like going, the Poldarkery, like going this way and that way on the horse, I really like the last shot. I really do. Where it's like Jamie and Claire just kind of like looking over the whole like beautiful.
Yes, I like that.
Yes. I did like that a lot.
For me, it was more of the music. And I don't want to, I love Bear McCreary, so I don't like to even go there in negativity with him, but I didn't care for it. I think maybe keeping the old music while everybody transitioned to America, that might have helped. But I don't know. I don't really care. I don't really care. But I'm just afraid, like, oh God, people are going to be like, the hell am I watching?
No, I kind of liked it. But I can see where you're, like, that's kind of the same thing, where, like, they're taking the Scots out of it a little bit. But, okay. So, anyway, the title of the episode is America the Beautiful. It was written by Matt Roberts and Tony Graffia, who we all love. No Ron Moore as the writer of the first episode, which I believe is a break from tradition. Mm-hmm. And it was directed by one Julian Holmes, who I don't remember if he's...
Oh, because Tom was asking me about that.
What, like Ron Moore? Writing?
Who directed? We forgot to look.
Julian Holmes. I don't remember if he directed last season or not, sorry. So the Easter egg that we get is a majestic eagle flying over water. So powerful, so... patriotic, and then it gets closer to the water and it grabs a big fish out of the water because it's going to eat it. Thoughts?
No. Yes. Thoughts are that my dinner has to be on the table in 25 minutes.
Well, we might have to come back to this, I guess. No, I mean, it was... Well, I'll get to that we get to the end. I thought, clearly there's a theme going on here, which is that, like, America is beautiful and breathtaking, but like also
it'll eat you alive.
And it'll eat you alive. Yes. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so they're at the tavern. I just wrote down exposition. They're going to try to sneak Gavin into a graveyard, and they sing a little. I don't remember how you say it in the Scots, but it's like a Kaddish, like a Jewish Kaddish. Song.
You haven't read this in like years and years. I was like, oh yeah, this is the part where they're hiding him, and very excited to see it.
So they get in the wagon and they're taking him to the grave, and Jamie and Ian are digging the hole in the ground, and Ian freaks the hell out.
Oh yeah, which I was like, really? Because you didn't seem to care last season, but okay.
It was a little weird for me too, I have to say. I mean, clearly he had a lot of horrible shit go down for him, but I didn't think that first meeting with like the bloody Gillis was one of them. Like, I thought he was a little bit like,
let's go.
No.
Ooh, you're weird. Okay.
Like, we didn't really hear about all these unspeakable things that were done to him.
Right.
And that's not to say that they weren't, and maybe the memory just sort of came back. I kept being like, why is he thinking like about this in the grave? Like, did Gillis like make him like do it in a grave?
Like, she was in like a weird bloody bathtub. Like, grave, weird bloody bathtub.
I don't know. But it, like, I think at the end of the day, it just sort of like made this parallel of like, Ian can, even though Ian doesn't really know what happened to Jamie can relate to what happened to Ian.
Yeah, but didn't you think that almost trivialized, like,
what happened to Jamie?
Ian's like, did anything like that happen to you? Jamie's like, yes, it did. Check, please. I was like, Jamie was like, yep, it happens to the best of us. Let's keep digging. Because when Ian said that, I was like, don't go there. Back away. And it really didn't, God, guys, of course, I thought it would. He just didn't pontificate the way I thought he kind of would.
I mean, I don't think he wants Ian to know the details of what happened to him. it was a little.
It happens to everyone in Diana Gabaldon's book. He should have been like, Ian, Ian, dinner fash. You'll talk to 1 million people in your lifetime that this happens to.
Yeah, it was,
Men,
but it was a nice moment. It was a nice moment between Jamie and Ian, and, sort of shows how Jamie's kind of like even though Ian is a lovely father at home, he's kind of a father figure or whatever. He's going to take care of Ian, whatever.
Yep.
It was a little odd, and Ian got, well, it was a little out of left field, but not like bad or whatever, I guess. Anyway, okay, so they go to get the body, and guess what? There's more than one body in there.
Yeah.
There's a body and a bonnet.
And it's not a body in a bonnet. It's a bonnet and a body.
A bonnet and a body. So, yes, Stephen Bonnet has been hiding out under the little blankety thing there, and he's basically like, okay, if you guys, like, take me to, like, past the soldiers, I'll help you bury your friend. And Claire and Jamie are like, okay.
Here we go again. Always helping people.
But, that smile, like, he could convince me to, do pretty much anything.
Right.
And that's where you really saw that he is going to be a lot of fun this season because, well, maybe fun isn't the right word, but he was just so charming and so, like, there's just no way you could say no to him.
Right.
Okay. So they take Bonnet, they get stopped by the soldiers, and the soldiers like, yeah, go, like, go stab him with your bayonet to make sure he's really most sincerely dead.
Yes.
And Claire and Jamie are like,
That was a little scary.
That's sacrilegious.
And of
yeah,
course,
that's it.
Of course he didn't make a sound.
No, of course not, because thank God he had that big hunk of venison right there.
Right. But it did hurt him a little. Come on, Claire has to do something.
Right, yeah. Claire has to have some sort of stitching up to do.
Right.
So Claire stitches him up, and he's talking about all sorts of things. He sees her wedding bands because he's very observant. And
yes.
Much like
very
Claire, I have
astute.
gold and silver, but I don't have two husbands. So he's like, oh, yeah, I see you have 2 wedding rings. And she's like, yes. And so he pries a little bit. And then he's like, I love circles. They're so infinite. Like, whatever. Then the only thing I don't like is water. I'm, like, really afraid of water because I'm always feeling like I'm going to drown. And Claire's like, okay.
Thanks for letting me know. I'm so sorry that you have these issues with water. Bye. Don't really care. Trying to get to my...
So Bonnet is on his way. He limps off. He's like, later,
And he was a lovely, nice boy. He was a nice guy, right?
Yes.
Who was just unfortunate, like everyone who gets hung is.
Right. He just went off the straight and narrow, but he can be redeemed. Claire's very good at that. Claire is always going to redeem someone because
what is there to redeem?
Jamie, we have to help him.
Yes, it's those mean English soldiers.
Yes. Okay, so Jamie's like, yeah, he's right. We can't go back. We have to stop here. Boom, chicka, boom, boom.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Okay, so clearly Jamie and Claire have been married for a long time because I am starting to feel the effects of like, yeah, I'm all good with that. Let's move on.
Thank God. Because I think I sent you a screenshot at the time and I was like, oh my God, I have to find it now because I was seriously like, don't care. Like, is that bad? Like, I'm sorry. I'm past the whole, like, everything stops.
Because we're going to have a sex scene now.
Yeah. Like,
well, it was just like, it wasn't even like.
And this.
I didn't even mind that. It was really just like you literally saw, first of all, like the least amount of foreplay ever in the history of foreplay. Like, you literally saw the whole act from start to finish, and it was about 90 seconds.
That was real life when you've been married.
But this is not real life. This is Jamie and Claire.
I don't know. I know.
I just didn't need to see, like, the whole, like, you know, I didn't need to see, like that when Harry met Sally, like,
Oh, yes! 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 Yes!
I'll have what she's having.
Oh.
That part.
That's what I'm saying, is that I'm sorry. How believable is you know what, I'm being ridiculous because it's a TV show. They have to make it entertaining, but I get like, oh, really, 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 like
it just felt a little slotted in to me.
It totally did. Like,
it just did. It wasn't
fan?
like it wasn't like a good lead up to. And actually, I'm gonna say it does. There is a moment there in the book, like that happens in the book, right where it happens. I think, in the show, but there was a little more lead up in the book, and I don't know. It wasn't one of my favorite moments of.
Okay, so I just found where I sent you the screen capture. And it says, Jesus Lord, deliver me from this Lifetime movie.
Yeah,
I guess it's just the fact that they're in the wilderness. I guess I should say, oh, well, Jamie and Claire always are. I don't know. Again, I know some of you guys would be like, you guys, don't be like that. It's Jamie and Claire. We love them. We love when they have their little, and that's fine. But I just felt like it wasn't. You know,
it wasn't a top 5 for me. It wasn't, you know,
it just was out of the blue, and it just seemed like the obligatory big.
It's the first episode they have to have sex.
Yeah.
So where are we going to put it in, guys? This is the writers' room conversation. Where are we going to put it in? Well, we can put it in, you know, when they're thinking about like living in North Carolina, when they're in that really nice bed. No, because then we have to get to this other thing and like whatever. Well, wait, what about when they're sleeping in the woods? Yeah, we can do when they're sleeping in the woods. All right, yeah, that'll work. You know.
But see, that didn't make sense to me. You're sleeping in the woods. I thought it should be kind of sweet, and you know what I mean. I just didn't think the Harry Met Sally was.
I'd like to see a freshly washed Jamf.
I just did not
in clean sheets.
Oh my God. Are you bringing us back to the Caribbean? Okay, anyway, got to keep it moving.
All right. All right. So what I put here in my notes is they shoot some softcore porn.
Like in the middle of the woods with their lean-to. There is one line that drives me crazy. It was in the trailer. It was in the first trailer, I think, that you're about to get to because I'm looking at it on my screen. I have to tell you.
Okay. What is it?
Well, that little conversation they have the next morning that's in the trailer where she's like, and hundreds of thousands of people.
Oh, yeah. No, I just say that next morning they look at the land and discuss the American dream.
Yeah. And then they'll come by the millions. And she says, and, you know, for the American dream. And Jamie goes, is that like our dream?
Are you saying that was corny, Carol?
I was like, oh, for God's sake, he's from another century. He's not a moron. Like, that bothered me, but okay, keep going.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, we saw that, like, they showed that scene a long time ago.
It was a lovely scene, and they had I love the whole, we could live here, we could make a life here. I love all of that, but it was just...
And this is actually before they like had that dinner at the Lillingtons and like kind of actually get the offer to do this. So there's not even a plan at this point to like stay. It's just like, yeah, this is really nice and whatever. Okay, so speaking of the dinner, it's time for a fancy dinner at the Lillingtons.
And I have a comment about that.
And even in the book, you guys, I remember this dinner in the book, and like, I was confused as hell about like who was who and what was what. Isn't there in the book like some, like sort of mountain man-y kind of like mountain man, but also like really well-off guy that shows up at this dinner?
Remember that whole speech I gave earlier about how I don't remember anything anymore?
I think that there is. And doesn't someone get appendicitis at this dinner? Or am I totally thinking of a different dinner? I remember Claire has to perform surgery on somebody, and I don't remember.
I don't know, but I'll tell you what I didn't remember.
But maybe I'm thinking wrong.
Here's what I didn't remember, and I don't understand it. Why was that woman making fun of Claire's hair?
I don't know.
I didn't appreciate that, and it didn't make sense. It almost seemed like there was something else with it, but they cut it out. And
well, here's what I wrote down, because I know that Philip Wiley is a character who is a major character in the book, for a variety of reasons. And actually, I didn't really see him. I was like, okay, is this one Philip Wiley? Is that one Philip Wiley? Is the guy like that's going to buy the jewel Philip Wiley? No, that's the governor. That's just some like random, lechy guy that's going to buy the jewel. Philip Wiley was the husband of the bitchy woman, because I like didn't know that until I watched the credits. So I'm thinking like, is he just not going to be important? He's sort of like foppish and a dandy. So I think we would have. I don't know. Maybe we still just haven't met him yet, or maybe like we'll get whatever. I don't know. But that was weird to me too.
Yes.
I wrote down Philip Wiley, one with the bitchy wife.
Yes.
I don't know what her problem was.
Okay.
But anyway, so the governor is there. Governor Tryon. And he wants to have a little cigar and brandy moment with Jamie. And what he proposes
Hang on, though. How about if I had a dime? Now, I hope I'm not skipping ahead. I think you're after dinner, right?
Right.
What you're talking about?
Right.
If I had a dime, you guys, for every time I've been at dinner at a dinner party or out to dinner with friends, and the man sitting next to me took notice of my lovely jewelry and actually asked me to take it off so he could get a better look.
Well, I don't think he wanted her to take it off. I think he wanted her to keep it on and just be like this.
It was just so, I was like.
I think she took it off and he was like, okay.
Yeah. It was just funny. It was just amusing. And I'm not faulting the show or anything, because I'm sitting here going, it was probably in the book. I don't really remember any of this. But I just cracked up. I was like, she's like this. And he's like, ooh. And then he's got his like spy glass.
Well, it was weird also because the jewel wasn't for sale. Like, it was just like, that would be like if I was wearing some necklace and I went to dinner and somebody was like, oh, look at that necklace. It's so lovely. Can I buy it?
yeah, like the dude, though. The dude sitting next to you. Like, women will be like, oh, that's so pretty. Let me see. But, like, some guy sitting next to you. That was funny. All right, so Jamie.
Okay. Anyway, so Governor Tryon is like, okay, so we're doing this thing. We have this little thing going on. Yes. Where we're going to give you a lot of land, and you could be a landowner and a landlord, and rent it out to people, like all your Scot friends, and like that's how we're going to grow this country. Of course, then we're going to need a little oath of like loyalty to the crown, but it's just a little detail, like yeah. And Jamie's like, well, yeah, I already did that because I'm a whatever the hell he is, a Jacobite, whatever.
Yes, yeah.
So Claire and Jamie go back to this, like, clearly they made a lot from the gemstone because they're staying in, like, a really hell of a nice place.
Yes, and Claire's taking her stockings off and taking 45 minutes to do it.
Those stockings are very pretty. I like the color of them, and I like the little bow on them.
But you said to yourself, am I supposed to believe she keeps these puppies up all night with that little ribbon? Ain't gonna happen. Every 5 minutes you'd be like,
spandex in there, Claire. No. So they're like, okay, well, we have tons of money now. We could go back to Scotland, get my printing press. Like, you could have your little wee, medical practice. It's all good. But, like, there's all this land too, and it's kind of nice here. So, and they get it. Like, they get, where this is going in terms of, like, that the governor needs a soldier, and Jamie's a good soldier, and whatever, and it would kind of screw them in the end because they would be on the wrong side of history again.
Yeah, because Claire's like, Jamie, here we go again. Like,
but Jamie would like to make the land better for Brianna. And actually, like, cynicism aside, I thought that was a nice moment. Like, I was like, okay, they're trying to make up for, like, Jamie being like, yeah, this is a nice picture. So anyway, about Willie.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. I was like, okay, don't have those feelings of, oh my God, that was corny, because they're trying. So,
yes. Now, Jamie, I am on board with you wanting to make a better world for Bree. I'm on board with that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Then we meet, other than Stephen Bonnet, there's one other character that we meet in this episode who we love more than life itself, and it's Rollo!
I went, it's Rollo!
And it's Rollo, not Rollo, because John, my husband, the one that was, like, trying to get me to help with the pond before, has always been like, is it Rollo or Rollo? And then I was like, I don't know.
I say it in the middle. I say Rollo.
Rollo.
Not Rollo, not Rollo. I kind of say Rollo.
But he's a very handsome dog.
Yes,
so Ian won him in a poker game or a dice game. No, sorry, dice game. So that's why they call him Rollo, because the roll of the dice. And that's also how you know that it's roll and not raw.
Yes.
Okay. So they all meet up at the tavern, and good news all around. Jamie and Claire are going to stay in North Carolina. Fergus and Marsley are going to stay in North Carolina too, because guess what? Marsley is his child. And I loved the looks between Claire and Marsley. Like, Claire was like, Liz, really, girl? Because I didn't think that was an option right now. And Marcy's like, yeah, I know, but, like, what am I going to do? Like, have you looked at him? He's really hot. And, like, sometimes the seeds or whatever the hell you made me, like, take are not always around at opportune times. And Claire was like, yeah, I know. Like, we all been there, girl. I got it. And all this is, like, the unspoken conversation that goes back and forth with them, which I really liked. And I love that. That Lauren Lyle is just so great. It's so great. So Ian has to go home. He's like, please let me say, please let me say, please let me say. He was very funny. He was like, well, she'll be mad, but she'll be mad in Scotland. And Jamie's like, yeah, no.
How would you like to mess with her and have to tell her what's happening?
I know. Did you guys know, and I really have to figure out how I'm going to go see this, and maybe, Carol, you would like to as well. Jenny is in a play in New York City right now that is getting rave reviews. It's called The Ferryman.
Ooh.
And I am going to try to figure out how to get some, maybe some discount tickets for it so that we can go. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yes. Let me know. Can we meet her? Can we hang?
Yeah, I mean, we can meet her. Well, we could, like, hang after the show and wait by the stage door. And just be like, you know us, right? We're the Outlander Purgatory girls. And she'd be like,
she's going to be like, security.
Carol, show us what you're making.
I'm sorry, you guys.
Wait, take the pan and show it.
It's just sausage. No, I don't want to take the pan and show it.
It's sausage.
Because I'm burning it. As Tracey would say, this is what we do for you. I'm totally burning dinner if I turn it. So.
Okay. So the gang take a little. Oh well, Marsley and Fergus are going to stay in Wilmington for the time being.
Yes,
but I think we'll see them again. Like, So meanwhile, Jamie and Claire and other guy that we don't know. That's the Jeff to what's Gavin's mutt, and Ian and Rollo are on some barge. And Claire has a little exchange with, like, the guy who's the captain of the barge about, like, his, the slave guy that's, like, pushing, whatever you call doing that pushing stuff. But he's a free guy. It's not, no. He
I liked that whole thing a lot.
Yeah, that was very cool.
Because it was
cool.
sort of like they were sort of making assumptions they shouldn't make type of thing.
Mm-hmm. And Claire was definitely like, oh, got my hand slapped.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she, that was a very good moment for her.
Right.
So then Jamie's like, come here, I have to show you something. And he gives her this present, and it's this wee box of medical stuff. And I have to say, I love that box so
much.
Oh my God.
I was staring at the box and I was like, oh my God, it's the box. Remember?
I know.
Oh my God.
I just have a thing for like anything like that has like a lot of pockets or a lot of like compartments for stuff.
Kind of like when Mom used to give us those makeup things.
Yes.
We were younger and they were huge with all kinds of makeup you'd never use, but they had little compartments of makeup.
I used to have this bag in like freshman year of high school. I think I got this purse and it was called the Everything Bag. And I think we ordered it online from like Ronco or something. And it had like a million pockets and a million like, there was like a dress book and a this and a that, whatever. I'm like a sucker for that kind of stuff.
Love it.
That medical thingy was just like so cool. I just loved it. I loved it. And it's got a wee microscope. I love it. So okay. Then I guess we like stopped for the night to, sleep somewhere for the night. They're probably wishing that they had stayed on the barge at this point and just slept there, right?
Can't believe you haven't mentioned Claire's wig.
I didn't really notice it. Should we talk about it? Like,
I
was more like focused on Jamie's. Like, I don't really like the like fringy-fringe here.
Hated the fringy-fringe. I was like, what is the fringy-fringe? Why are we looking at fringy-fringe?
Did we see Jamie's hair down at all this episode? I used to like Jamie's hair like tied back, but it's a little too small of a ponytail now.
Right. Okay, so keep going because we need to wrap this up.
So, all right, so they're asleep somewhere, and boom, in walks Stephen Bonnet with his posse, and he's like, begging your pardon, whatever, and we meanwhile hear, pleasure to see you. Then there's like a little bit of music sort of in the background, and then Ray Charles starts singing, and he's singing America the Beautiful. And then everything else that happens under this. Like you hear people a little bit at the very beginning, but then you don't hear anything that anybody is saying anymore. You just hear Ray Charles, but basically they're beating up Jamie. They get the other jewels. When you see Claire, Stephen Bonnet is like, yeah, I know you got those rings. Give them to me. I'm like translating for what's happening because you don't actually hear any of this. So this is the lines in my head.
All right, you go ahead.
So yeah, give me those rings.
Miracle.
Keep going.
No, I'll never give them to you, Stephen Bonnet. Never. I thought you were all hot and nice, but clearly I was wrong about the nice part. You'll give me those rings, Claire, and I'll maybe allow you to keep looking at my hotness.
Brotherhood.
No, okay. What the hell did you just do?
Trying to do Ray Charles, but I'm sounding like John Bon Jovi.
So she swallows the rings. I forget if she did that before or after Jeff to Gavin's mutt like woke up. Sound asleep for that one. He wakes up. He like no. This was after this because Stephen Bonnet wasn't in there yet. There was like some other lackey that he knocked out. Then Stephen Bonnet took him, like this, and boom. And
Shazam.
That's all she wrote about him.
My favorite was when she spit the ring back out. It was like, why do I keep seeing the frog? Like the hello my baby, hello my honey, hello my rag drum guy. When the rivet and like a ring comes out or something. What was that from?
Oh, from Spaceballs.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
It's not a ring. It's like the little guy in the stomach. It's the
No,
alien
I was thinking
monster.
of the old Looney Tunes
Oh, it could be that too.
where the guy would see the frog, but I don't even know if that's the right frog.
Oh, something Jade's frog.
And I'm seeing a frog spit out a ring, or anyway.
I don't know what
So
you're talking
she spit the ring out. First of all, I couldn't remember. This is one of those times where I couldn't remember what happened. He was like, "Give me the rings," and I'm like, "No, that's right. Oh God!" And then she puts the rings in her mouth, and I'm thinking, "Okay." And then he gets the silver one, and then she spits out the gold one, and I'm like, "Oh, of course, you got to keep Frank's."
All right. Well, here's what happened. I don't think this is. It's not really a spoiler. It was reversed in the book, I think, and this is where I kept thinking, like, if you're Stephen Bonnet, like, clearly you got a gold valuable ring, and you got a pewter piece of shit that used to be a key ring.
Pewter or silver?
I didn't think. I mean, it was a key. It was a key. This is not. I mean, the value of this ring is purely sentimental.
Tell that to William Devane.
I don't understand.
I buy gold and silver. All right. Anyway, keep going.
I get it. But so I was like, so when she spits out the pewter one, he's all like this. He's all.
Yeah, score. You keep
Hey,
that
score!
gold.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, what the hell?
Yeah,
you want the gold one.
I'll be back to check your poop in a day or two. which I once had to do with wee Ian when Tom thought it would be fun to play with a penny while he was changing his diaper. And I walked in to him, like, shoving him upside down, going, spit it out. And then I had to check the poop for days.
Ew, that's really gross.
No,
but,
what's really
so
gross is that we still have the penny. That's what's really gross.
Ew. It didn't, like, yeah, it was a little weird to me. Unless I'm, like, really mistaking something, and this key that became the ring is really made of some precious metal. And if that's the case, like, what the hell are you doing, Jamie and Jenny and Jamie's dad, like, unlocking your door with, like, precious metals? Like,
I don't know. It was weird, but
so that was a little strange. Like, I would think he wouldn't really care about that one.
yeah.
But,
Well, she didn't. She kind of spit up the other one.
Right. And in the book, it's reversed. So where you go with it is that she's, she wears the gold ring because of guilt, right?
Right.
So if the gold ring is the one that's stolen, and she doesn't even have that anymore, that adds another layer of guilt.
Yeah.
You know?
Except for the fact that since the television show took it upon itself to show us Frank having a big fat affair, I don't see why she's got any guilt.
Well, it's debatable about whether he was having affairs in the book or not. So that's a little
I
weird.
would just want it. I would
just. I mean, I know we don't have too much time, and I do want to talk about this how they handled this in terms of having this song kind of going over everything that was happening.
Mm-hmm.
And Jamie's just getting the crap beat out of him in the background, but that's clearly not like the focus here. So what did you think of that?
I loved it and I hated it all at the same time.
Wow, that's pretty. Yeah. Tell more.
I really can't. I just, I'm a big. I'm going to be very defensive of my country, so I kind of felt like it was like, yeah, here you go. Here's America. Welcome to it. And on the other hand, it was really cool. It worked really well with the scene.
I thought that it was very cool, very effective to not hear any of it and just have this music in the foreground, if music can be in a foreground.
You almost wanted to turn up your volume.
Yeah. What I'm still trying to figure out is, I think you get either the Easter egg with the eagle you know, the majestic eagle, the grand majestic eagle that then, like, you know, grabs a fish to show that, like, America is majestic and beautiful and will screw you. Or you get the America the Beautiful song over these horrible events, showing that America is beautiful and something to be admired and patriotized, if that's even a word. And yet, underneath all of that is this horrible stuff happening. Mm-hmm. I think you get one or the other. I don't think you get both. Because if you have both, then it's like, do you get what I'm saying? Do you get the theme of this episode?
What do you mean you don't get both? You don't get what?
It's just, I felt it was really heavy-handed with the theme of America is a land of opportunity and a beautiful place, but is also dangerous AF and will screw you if you're not careful.
America will screw you if you're not careful.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that the Easter egg said it perfectly with that eagle, perfectly. And I think that the ending, I mean, by that ending, I was a little, like, I almost wondered, like, okay, if it wasn't America the Beautiful, it was like some, you know, piece of classical music or you know, some
folk
Americana folk music or something like that. Would it have been?
Yeah, but I'm not going to say that it'll screw you. I'm going to say you know, for the time period, it was Bring Your Huddled Masses. It was, you know, this amazing, like you're saying about the eagle, but it was difficult. And now, I mean, it was difficult. This amazing American dream was amazing. I keep saying amazing. Could I say amazing anymore? But it's difficult once you get here. You know what I mean? It's not.
Well, yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm saying. And if you're not careful, it can destroy you.
If you're not careful, America can destroy you? Like, what?
Because there are dangers here, just like there are dangers anywhere else, and sort of don't be deceived by this majestic, beautiful thing, because it's just as risky as anything else.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Or are you just being like, yeah?
No, what you're saying makes sense. I don't know the degree to which I agree, but
right.
It makes sense.
So, but what I'm saying is, like, by the time Ray Charles starts in with America the Beautiful, I'm like, yeah, I get it. I get the message. I get it.
I kind of thought of that movie Far and Away with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman.
I love that movie, by the way. Love it.
I do too. I don't care what anybody thinks.
I know, and everyone else hates it. Yep.
I don't care, but
yep.
And if you're Irish, which Tracey and I are 50% Irish.
49, but who's counting?
What?
As per Vita-Gene.
What'd you say?
40. I think it's 49, but who's counting as per Vita-Gene?
Wow. As per Ancestry, it is 50. I think FTDNA it isn't either. Anyway, I have to shut up because I really need to go. But, you know, in that movie, everything was they wanted to get, you know, we're going to get land. We're going to go to America. It's going to be so great. And, you know, and Nicole Kidman was rich in Ireland. And then they got here, you know, to signs that said no Irish. It was hard to get a job. They had a completely different life. And you had to work your freaking tail off to get anything. And that's kind of what I keep thinking of when I think about the Ray Charles over that scene.
Right.
Nothing comes easy. There is no free lunch.
Right. I completely agree. I think maybe, you know, without the eagle, because I just felt like it was a little hard-handed on the theme to me. And maybe if it had been a different Easter egg, it would have been better. But I thought it was very effective. I mean, I really do. The other thing I'm a little, and I didn't really realize this until I kind of read that part of the book. What did you think of Stephen Bonnet killing somebody? Because that doesn't happen in the book.
I didn't remember. He's to me, they brought across Stephen Bonnet the exact way they were supposed to, which is he's, you know, pretty on the outside, beautiful on the outside, and when he's charming and all of that, and evil on the inside.
Right.
And so it doesn't really matter. I didn't really care about anything. Do you guys, when I say you guys, I mean like producers of the show, you're home free. Because now I don't even remember anymore. So we might be like, I can't believe you guys had him kill someone. I didn't even notice.
I know, me too.
The first 3 books, and yes, I will say that going down the road, there will be a few things towards the end of the series that I'll be like, what about that? But now, the next 3 books, you guys do whatever you want.
Yeah. I would say with this book and the next book, like there are definitely iconic moments in both of them, but they're more isolated moments. There's no, you're not like beholden to the reunion, or you're not beholden to the wedding, or you just like they're gonna like be in North Carolina now and like do some stuff, and like you can pretty much have them do whatever the hell you want them to do.
The gang's up here. They're gonna meet some people. Things get kind of crazy all up in here, and that's really it. Enjoy.
But I think that they were a little at a disadvantage because they had to put in so much exposition in this episode. Was this one of the best episodes ever? No, not really. But I think that it was only because they had to fit so much in. And they did. That's like 135 pages of book. I
was a little worried for them because 3/4, maybe 4/5 into this episode, I was like,
yeah.
And I started thinking that in the book series, any of the leavers leave in drums. Think about it. Anybody I'm friends with who stopped reading the series, they always stop in drums. And I say to them, go back. I know some parts are tough, but go back because it's completely, you're going places and you gotta just push on.
And I will say this, drums is about the little moments. Drums is about the little moments between Jamie and Claire that are everyday, little, cute. It's not a spoiler, but like, Carol will know what I mean, and those of you who read the book well too. When I say toast, the toast scene. Is that in drums or is that in Fiery Cross?
I don't.
But you know what I mean. You know what scene I mean, right?
Yes.
And that's just like a little like slice of life kind of funny little scene.
Yes, this is where Shannon started saying that Diana Gabaldon is like sitting in your favorite old chair that you like to curl up in your socks and your jammies, and just it's not a new chair, but it's a comfortable chair.
Yes, agreed.
And you can't wait when you're at work or you're at the store or it's pouring down rain to just get home, get in your jammies, and jump into your old chair.
Yes. And I felt that way, you know what, when the show started, when they were all at the tavern, sitting around, everybody was there, I was just like, I'm back with my buds.
You
Jamie
guys,
and Claire.
that's how I feel right now with Tracey. Tracey and I are just so happy to be back.
We really are. You guys, like, we've missed everybody. Without getting like too complicated or whatever, it's been an interesting couple of months. It's just really like we've talked about this, like, getting back to this is like getting back to old friends, because that's what it is.
Yes, it takes you away. Calgon and Diana Gabaldon take me away. And on that note,
yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to say or you wanted to say. Looks like from the scenes, because I actually saw the scenes, because I watched it. Scenes. I watched it on the Starz.com app. So we're gonna meet Aunt Jocasta next week.
Oh boy, or as I like to call her,
Meryl Streep,
Catherine of Aragon. Did you see the Tudors? Did you watch the Tudors?
The Tudors? I don't remember. All I remember is
Henrietta. She was Catherine of Aragon, and she was
well,
awesome.
they're having another one of those because that was the opening like commercial of on Starz.com. On Outlander on Starz.com was the Spanish the Spanish queen, the Spanish princess, the Spanish something or other.
Is that Philippa Gregory?
Yeah. Well, whatever the white queen. There's the white queen, the white princess, and there's gonna have the third one, which is the Spanish princess.
Ooh, yay!
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
Mm-hmm.
Love those. Love those.
Anything else we have to talk about really quick?
No.
Like, what are we? Oh my God, what are we gonna do? Holy, so Outlander and Poldark are on at the exact same time tonight.
I don't know what we're gonna do.
I mean, I'm watching Outlander, but are you gonna live tweet?
I don't know that I'm going to be able to do that tonight, but we'll see going forward.
All right. Oh, Ross, what am I going to do? If you had only started a few weeks earlier.
Dang it.
All right.
You guys, we'll see you next week.
We will be here next week. Let us know in the comments what you thought of the show, of the video. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. And we'll try to be a little more like I think we've like let Facebook go a little bit.
Oh my God. I don't even remember the last time I posted. I'm sorry, guys. But we will be. We'll post again.
And Twitter too. It's been busy, you guys. And we'll get into it. It's a long season. We have to save some stories for later on.
Right.
So anyway, we will be back next week. Let us know what you think in the comments, and we will talk to you soon.